Hello again, I'm Mike Adams, and this is Beyond the Bean on Air. In this episode, we'll focus on the many benefits of high oleic soybeans and how the soy checkoff is working to bring those benefits to the market as soon as possible. But first, let's hear about other news in the U.S. soy industry. The United Soybean Board committed $1 million to support American Enterprise, a dynamic multimedia exhibition to open at the Smithsonian National Museum of American History in 2015. The exhibition focuses on the role of business and innovation in the United States from the mid-1700s to the present. Visitors will learn about the many contributions the agricultural community has made to America over the generations, like precision farming, advanced machinery, biotechnology, and environmental awareness. A new soy checkoff-funded study shows investments in America's rail infrastructure would make shipping soybeans less expensive and more efficient. This study examines the U.S. railway system and its ability to handle future growth in agricultural production and exports. It suggests that if rail infrastructure investments are enough to support growth, more ag products will be shipped by rail instead of by truck, which could save fuel and other costs along the transportation chain. A new state-by-state study from the United Soybean Board could help poultry and livestock farmers select sites for their operations. The 2012 environmental audit looks at state and federal environmental regulations and changes to operational rules that affect poultry and livestock farmers. The report also includes facts about assistance programs that help farmers with state and federal environmental programs. USB commissioned the study as part of its ongoing effort to support the animal agriculture sector. U.S. poultry and livestock represent U.S. soybean farmers' #1 customer. The United Soybean Board is making major investments in soybean varieties that produce high oleic oil, which could make U.S. soy more competitive in several important markets. First, let's take a look at how this new oil will appeal to the food industry.
The soy industry has lost about 4 billion pounds of demand for soy oil the last 5 years, ever since consumers started turning away from foods that contain trans fats. But a bold investment in a new kind of soybean variety could reverse that trend and win back market share. Traditional soy oil has never had a long shelf life. To lengthen the amount of time it can be used, the oil has been partially hydrogenated. That process, however, creates trans fats, and some research indicates that trans fats increase the risk of heart disease. High oleic oil has a longer shelf life, and therefore it doesn't need the hydrogenation that creates the trans fats. This makes it more competitive in the marketplace. To increase availability of high oleic oil more quickly, USB has partnered with the 2 seed companies that already have high oleic varieties in their approval pipelines.
Well, the investment was made mostly so that we could regain some of our market share in soybean oil because of the trans fat issue that happened a number of years ago. That market was taken over by mostly palm and sunflower and canola oil, and the soybean farmers of the United States want that market back.
For Beyond the Bean on Air, I'm Andy Teague.
High oleic oil isn't just better for human consumption, it also has some benefits for industrial uses of soy oil as well. Here's some insight.
High oleic soy oil's ability to go longer without oxidizing or breaking down makes it beneficial for industrial uses. Its superior performance when heated is also attractive to that sector. High oleic oil also has better cold flow characteristics than commodity soy oil, which would make it better suited for lubricants and solvents in colder climates.
One thing they found out with high oleic oil, it has some functionality properties that make it better for making lubricants. It's more stable, so that also helps the biodiesel market too.
High oleic soybeans offer potential advantages for other industrial markets, including hydraulic oils and motor oils that have thus far eluded the soy oil market. For Beyond the Bean on Air, I'm Paul Spooner.
Finally, let's take a look at how the checkoff is working to support the adoption of high oleic varieties in the United States.
The soy checkoff is showing its commitment to high oleic by marketing it to farmers, as well as to the food companies that would use it as an ingredient. The food sector will get to see firsthand how high oleic soy oil functions. The checkoff plans to conduct demonstrations and in-person meetings with food company representatives, educating them so they'll be more likely to use the oil when it becomes available.
When we talk about our high oleic varieties, the yield of oil is very similar to a commodity soybean. The checkoff has spent a lot of time, energy, and farmer dollars developing the new product and making sure that once we have a supply of the high oleic soybeans, that there is indeed a market for that product.
Ultimately, high oleic soybean varieties will be available in a broad range of maturity groups and with the disease and pest resistance packages that U.S. soybean farmers expect. And Motter says they perform in a similar manner to or better than other varieties on the market. For Beyond the Bean on Air, I'm Gena Perry.
And that's our report for this edition of Beyond the Bean on Air. Look for more information on high oleic beans, including when they may be available to plant in your area. For the United Soybean Board, I'll see you next time on Beyond the Bean on Air.